I have listened very carefully to the track record of Njoki Ndungu, and I have carefully also listened to her vision about what she wants to do at the International Criminal Court. And they are persuasive, coherent, and meaningful. And therefore, at a very personal level, on behalf of the government of Kenya, you have our endorsement, support, and we are going to campaign for you. Whether at the ICC, the United Nations Security Council, the Bretton Woods institutions, or the wider architecture of global governance, decisions affecting African peoples and African realities must increasingly include African voices, African experience, and African leadership. The majority of cases before the ICC have involved African situations, African communities, and African victims seeking justice. It is therefore both appropriate and necessary that Africa has strong, principled, and highly qualified representation on that bench. Not to protect the powerful, but to strengthen the legitimacy, universality, and credibility of international justice itself. It is in this context that Kenya proudly presents the candidature of the Honorable Lady Justice Njoki Ndungu, who is not just an accomplished jurist. She represents an entire generation of Kenyan constitutional reformers who helped steer this country from one of the most consequential democratic transitions in our history. I think Susan Amdanyi there, Daisy Amdanyi there has made a very compelling case from the civil society space for the candidature of Njoki Ndungu. You know how difficult Daisy can be. And sometimes she can become a bully. Daisy. And I was really very happy to listen to you, Daisy. You made a very, you are exceptional. I must say this. You are really good. And I think you have become wise over time. Really, you spoke with a lot of wisdom because you said something very fundamental that I listened to. And you said that every opportunity, any one of us, irrespective of what space you are in, is a divine opportunity, and there is a reason why circumstances and God gives you that opportunity. And I think you listen very carefully, Lady Justice Njoki, that this is not just an election, it is also a divine opportunity for you to speak and give an African perspective and bring African experience and all the other experiences that you have gone through to international justice. And as I say so about you, and I say so about every other Kenyan that has an opportunity to make a contribution, either to our nation or in any other capacity. And It is for the same reason that I consider my election as president as an opportunity to do something that God wants me to do in this country. And that is why Daisy says I have made all the difficult decisions. I want to tell you, there was nobody else that was going to make those decisions. It was going to be William Ruto, and that is why I got the opportunity to be president of this country. And I will discharge that responsibility with courage. Njoki Ndungu has been a very courageous person. She has not shied away when it was the right thing for her to stand, even if stand alone. She stood alone. And that is the essence of leadership. She has asked me, because it's rare, to deliver on the 2/3 gender rule. A very difficult assignment. She knows it, because it involves all manner of people, different institutions, and all that. But I will do my best. I still want to assure you that I will do my best. All I am asking from my sister Daisy and all the other actors in that space is that the same way you have said Njoki was very strategic when it was time to pass the bills on Sexual Offences Act, and you had to negotiate with different actors in different places. I have tried to persuade the women movement in Kenya that let's be strategic. Maybe we need some lessons from Njoki on how to be strategic. Because if we aren't strategic, we can run into a lot of headwinds. Because you know the prejudices, you know the difficulties. And therefore, I did make some suggestions on how we can be strategic and we can have an offline so that we can agree on how to take that forward. Because we are greatly inspired by what we can see in the candidature, not just of Njoki Ndungu, but also of Phoebe Okowa. You remember last year we did campaign for her to take over the place of the judge who resigned. It's a one-year short stint, and she won. Now she's serving in ICJ, and again we will be rolling out a campaign for Njoki Ndungu and for Phoebe Okowa, and even the CAB memo that we are that is being worked on includes the candidature of both our two ladies, so that we can, take the finesse and the competence and the leadership of Kenya into the international arena. We have a lot of, we have a whole department at the Foreign Affairs to support international candidatures. Unfortunately, we haven't found as many Kenyans willing, and ready to apply and canvass for these international positions. I appreciate that we have a great country, and everybody wants to be here because we have a beautiful country. Very few people want to go and live in those other places. But you see, we have a duty and a responsibility to the international community as well, because just as we expect others to serve us in those positions in the international space, we should also participate so that our contribution, our perspectives, our experience can be brought into the international arena. And therefore, I want to encourage more Kenyans we have so many international positions for them to apply so that